are, folks. We do have audio. Again, apologies about all the issues we've been having. Things should be smooth sailing from here, though. I'm Boggs, and I'm joined by Pineapple Phillips, and we can get through here and get into this game. 9Z taking the map pick of 00Nation. They had a 15-8 lead. It got to, or 15-7 lead, excuse me. It got to 15-12 before 9Z could finish it off and win 16-12. 00Nation now on the pick of 9Z, sprinting in towards Donut. Ooh. And David sent down to the deep fryer. Big pickup by coldzera. DGT, the only guy somewhat remotely to defend the site, can't even get the opening pick. Make it a 4v4 as the bomb goes down. 00Nation primed and ready for pistol round victory.
Yeah, Max dinked into 11, the super soldier. No kid either. They went for the dualies instead. coldzera, a monster. He is not slowed down after that map number 1. He was slow to start, but now that he's got the engine running, he's ready to go. Max should be saving the Kevlar at this point. It's full. Try might be inclined to do the same as well. They're trying to fight into it. Bomb's over halfway gone, though. No kit. It should be a save at this point. Save whatever you can. Try good tap. Max finds one as well, at least getting some damage, I guess. But all 3 players are solo. They have to just try and get out. They will do so. 2 sets of Kevlar and some utility saved for 9Z. But 00Nation already waking up, coming out the gate swinging, looking good on their opponent's map pick, and looking to right the wrong that was their loss on Inferno.
It's a big wrong they have to right. And if they can't, they're out of the qualifier for IEM Brazil. It's a hometown tournament for them, one they would desperately like to attend. 9Z there first. If they win this one, they'll have to go on and finish it off on Nuke, which is our 3rd and final map. Fluxo waiting in the wings for the victor of this series. FAMAS is for Try and DGT, which is an interesting call. It's a full force here for 9Z. Max still has the dualies, which on this kind of a round, I don't know how good they are. We've seen 9Z go for these buys a lot. This is the 3rd time we've casted 9Z in this tournament out of 3 games. So we've gotten to see a lot of them. They do these 2nd round dual Beretta buys. Oh, that's a good kill by Dumao. Good flash from NQZ. Latto picks up David. Only 1 FAMAS, a pair of dualies, and a Deagle left alive. It's not looking good for 9Z. They're going to save again. Save the armor.
The dualies were saved. I'm going to make that important note. Max did bring that with the Kevlar in, and then I'm assuming he dropped to FAMAS. That's probably the play. And honestly, pretty good play at that. Didn't work out, though. Again, 00Nation, pedal to the metal, looking good in the early goings. We'll have to see if they actually have the depth of strategy required for a map like Ancient. But that spawn change for the CT side really does open up the map for the T side. It felt suffocating almost. I don't want to say it felt like Train, because Train is far more intricate in the takes, but it felt like you were very much like shoehorned into having to go for utility plays in order just to get that basic map control, right?
Vertigo.
Like, yeah, kind of like Vertigo. Vertigo, you still have some control of like the routing, but like middle, especially on the T side, the whole pathway up to Jaguar, like all that area was hotly contested. That dirt path. Now that the spawn has been changed, it's not the case. That's kind of a give me's area. If you get there fast enough, if you just come there off a spawn, you'll be fine. But before that, you had these
teams that'll fight it, but
they'll fight it, but like they'll fight with utility. Like before, 9Z on the CT side could just outright get control entirely. They could peek into Jaguar, etc. Not the case now. It's going to be a save round as you would expect. If FAMAS going 1 for 1, losing Max, who picks up the kill, is actually pretty good. coldzera though, running a trade in the meanwhile, maintaining the advantage for 00Nation. It's been early duels thus far on Ancient. Good swing from the 5-7. I like the idea, I like the timing, but the bullets just don't connect. Buda on a recovered Mac 10 though is still making this a little bit expensive. 2 rifles now for Try and Buda. They could try to save these, but I think they should be more inclined to go for duels, and they will try to do exactly that. By pushing through the smoke with the flash. I like the idea, but there's just nobody being shown, nobody displayed for a kill. He'll get dinked down. He'll do some damage. He'll do well to buy some time, but no kills coming his way, just some damage. Buda in connector, in donut, I should say. Let's have an opportunity. The smoke does not bloom in the T's favor, and that is an oversight. Buda through it, finds Taco. That's the bomb drop. Still lots of time, though, for 00Nation to recover. The Galil over top, though, finds a second. Buda waking up in a big way, finding 2 kills. The bomb will be recovered for coldzera in the 1v1. He'll fake the plant. He'll take the duel. He'll get the headshot. The veteran is reining things back in, but Buda, again, a player who's been quiet historically in the last 3 months, coming alive early for 9Z. You do love to see that.
Yeah, Buda almost pulls out all the way back. coldzera has to stand up tall. He's been a big performer for 00Nation these first two maps, at least the first map and an early portion here on map 2. That's a huge clutch for him to win. Buda, though, making it so costly and bringing a bit of confidence to the 9Z side as well. Just goes to show, too, the Galil is far superior than the FAMAS, but it's my own personal soapbox. I won't harp on it too much as of yet. Still, even buys for both sides. In fact, slightly advantageous utility for 9Z over 00Nation. David tried to solo hold A, though. He's going to be in a bit of a tough spot as the flames will force him out. He's out of the frying pan and into the fire. Tries come through with the op, but he can't get anything done now. Peeks back in, spots one, but he overflicks. And Latto will win that fight. Latto just stops dead in his tracks, and he shuts down DGT as well. Might just be save time for 9Z. Maybe attempt to recover the op, but I don't even know if that's possible. It's too far extended, it seems, and unless Buda can sneak his way in, secret agent man that op into the next round. 00Nation will be off to a flaming start, but it is T-side ancient, so we have to expect that. We have to expect a strong start from 00Nation here, and a strong half lead if they want a chance, because remember back to that Fluxo matchup they had yesterday, they had an 11-4 lead going into the CT side. They lost 16-14.
Very decent at map. Those changes. Op recovered as well for Buda. 3 players surviving. Honestly, the best case for 9Z in that situation. Hopefully they can eventually get the ball rolling here. Try on the op will be instrumental to them. He'll have to wake up. Honestly, it is a very solid buy, all things considered. Far better than I was anticipating coming out of the CT side. Full M4s, utility, kits, op. Looks like another solid chance at bat for 9Z. 00Nation, no doubts there, as you can tell. AK's utility, op. Should expect nothing less given their stellar start. 9Z are going to vie for some map control over towards B. Players are present, including one in towards Jaguar. That's Max lurking in towards the caves. EGT and Donut, though, will be first point of contact again. He'll find one, throw a smoke. It won't be respected, though. Running in is Taco. He'll find a trade, albeit taking some damage for it. And David, will he be expected so close? It doesn't seem like it. He'll find one in response. 4 versus 3. Good advantage secured for 9Z.
And Try's going to try and grow this one. Although he won't be peeked in on Max. Caught out in red. Will he win the fight? He will. Clean as well. That's big. Catches NQZ, but he gets caught instead. Does half damage, not enough. Boot on the flank, though. Op down, bomb down. Dumal, last one standing. Gonna try and do some damage, but Buda recovers and takes him out. Could go for a double op setup. They will not. And it's probably good, especially considering how early on in the game it is. First round on the board early for 9Z, though, and I think you're looking at 5 rounds on the CT side. To call it a decent half, not quite good. 6 rounds is, I think, ideal. Anything more, and you're in the green. But we'll see. We'll find out if 9Z can string some rounds together. 00Nation also at the bottom of their economy, so it's a swing round early in round number 6. This is going to be a very interesting and very critical round for the early going, and it could set the tone for the entire rest of this first half.
Could do very well, but 3 players surviving on a win like that is a very big victory for 9Z. And they're getting confident. I like that smoke. I like that spam even more from Max. Pull Jared down to 18. This is totally a challenge. It's just back and forth. Max does emerge victorious in that early spam back and forth. And DGT finishes the job. A dunk, a Kobe. Still a minute left in the round, but the bomb is yet to choose a direction. In fact, it's on the ground, all the way back in T-spawn. Latto will try to regain control, try to ascertain control of the caves of Jaguar, but Molotovs are exchanged instead. Very well done from the CT side to remain in control for the most part, or at least suggest it. Trying towards the middle as well from the doors, finds another shot, and 9Z finding their footing, finding their groove relatively early on as well. Is looking incredibly good. Buda doubling up now in towards cave, looks for NQZ. NQZ has done well with the op to at least find one, but beyond that, we've yet to see. 30 seconds left, not any real control at this point. They're going to try to go towards B with 3 players here. It seems near impossible. Back and forth. 00Nation do emerge with the favorable duels, 2 for 1, but still disadvantaged. 2 versus 3, 1 versus 3. DGT takes down Jamal. NQZ
Save.
on 12 seconds remaining should be saving. Yeah, it's the op in hand. It's an expensive weapon.
No health.
Yeah, no health as well. Nothing going his way. 2 rounds for 9Z, and this is a very solid start on their map pick now.
And 3 alive. So it's not like it's a round victory and they only survive with like 1 guy. That's back-to-back rounds, decent players surviving. It's a good start for 9Z on the CT side. And remember, 00Nation picked into the T side. They're already calling attack timeout. And this is a good call because there's no real room for error here for 00Nation. You can't let 9Z get rolling. You cannot let 9Z find all the advantages here in this first half because they already know their CT side is weak. So, 00Nation might just find themselves in trouble, especially if they can't convert this next round or the one afterwards. What are they even going to do buy-wise? They have that op, but not a lot of cash around it. Maybe some upgraded pistols, but still. It's a terrible situation to find yourself in for 00Nation. They still haven't bought a single thing.
Just tell you how T-sided the map is. When you're losing 2 rounds in a row and you're already frightened. You're already goaded into attack pause. Like, that tells you the situation. Remember when this map came out, it was like 14-1 on the CT side?
Yeah. And then it turned into like 11-4 CT sides.
And then it turned into still a CT-sided affair. And then spawn changed and everything changed with it. It's so crazy. Og to challenge Op. NQZ. Wants to be the spearhead this time around. I don't blame him. I actually like this idea. If you can find the opening relatively cleanly, that would be a big boon for the T side and a big change as well. It is most welcome. This is the first opportunity. Still looking for a second, though. Still kicking around. And 9Z aren't forcing the issue versus the op. And they're more than content to hold their angles. They're holding their nerve. 9Z not getting a little bit too antsy. The Aga Buda at long range finds one. DGT a second. And NQZ trying to find something, but his teammates are caught at the perfect angles. Swing comes in. Missed from NQZ. That's unfortunate. That might have been the only opportunity that will be presented. He will jump away. Hop and skip out, but DGT in towards caves. Drops latto. And they're still in the middle. Not long for this world either. David spams him down. The up of NQZ at this point. No chance at a save. No chance at even a kill as the push down the ramp comes through. Max finds the final nail in the coffin. It was 3 players surviving in the first victory, 3 players surviving in the second, and all 5 in the third. Things are looking up for 9Z on their CT side of Ancient.
And you don't normally say things are looking up for X team on the CT side of Ancient. It's usually the opposite nowadays after the changes, and 00Nation finding themselves in a dangerous spot, already about to be evened up on if 9Z are able to convert this round. They bought up again, the Brazilian squad. A Galil on Dumao, a Mac 10 on NQZ, minimal utility on 3 players, limited to flashbangs, a smoke and a Molotov, Taco, Latto, and Cold Zera. Buda back towards Cube with that AUG in hand, playing that crossfire setup as Max will come in to reinforce. Taco's out of cave, though. Sight control taken by 00Nation. A smoke down to block off the cross. And then QZ will use that to his advantage. Utility flying in to counter the plant from 9Z, but the bomb goes down. And QZ, though, finished off by Max. Big start for 9Z here on the retake. Goes for that reload. Maybe a snake play coming in from DGT as well, but Max is tagged down low. Flashes raining in, no kills just yet as the cube smoke fades. Try clearing out with the op as Latto eliminates 1. Taco 2, but David and Buda strike right back. DGT caught, but now they know where at least one of the remaining players is. Another smoke used, but a great spam from Cold Zera leaves it all down to Buda. He grabs a molly, tosses it out. Counter molly from Cold, who pushes onto the site, dashes around, goes down, but Dumao has the angle, and he saves the day for 00Nation. Grabs an AK to upgrade his Galil, but no op to be salvaged for 00Nation, and their money is still in a terrible spot. Meanwhile, 9Z can buy up with all the guns and utility. Try can have his op and utility and a sidearm. 9Z are still in a good spot. But it's a swing round here. Money broken for both teams should they lose.
I really liked the idea from 9Z. They retake. There was no utility left to stall any time beyond that first 20 second, that first initial barrage on the take. It was so well played from 9Z, but the individuals from 00Nation don't shine. And the change of pace, or what?
What?
Transfer from coldzera. The fast play on the Mac 10 finds 1, 2 from coldzera on that transfer, and Demau catches a player trying to rotate. In the blink of an eye, the round's over. We said it was a swing round, and oh boy, has it swung things back in the favor of 00Nation. Buda, the last alive, caught by Demau, sitting in his own dang spawn. It is 9Z to lose 2 in a row. The first one looks scary. The second one, anything but. 9Z absolutely destroyed on that one. That is the most perfect of rounds. Everybody can acknowledge that. And 00Nation, that's exactly what they needed to find a second wind.
And it comes from the major winners to get the job done. Taco with the entry, coldzera with the follow-up and the finish. Sometimes you got to rely on your vets to get the job done. 00Nation do so in that round, and it works. This should be a relatively easy round for them to claim as well. So we are in the 10th round. There is the rifle on DGT. But other than that, it's unarmored pistols. A USP on Max, Deagles on the rest. If 00Nation lose this, it's terrible.
It would be terrible. It could also be DGT. Good swing. Finds 1 in response. It's a rifle not recoverable. Taco chucking the nade, though. That does some good damage. And that might even blow the rifle away as well.
Nope.
No rifle. Oh, you're right. David does get it. Spam back and forth. coldzera down to 52. Is that through the wall?
I think so, yeah. Because they don't have utility to throw, so it has to be a wall spam. I don't think he actually swung.
Taco. The lurk here is so important. If he goes out towards A and sees nobody's here, that is going to be a split. You can already tell the smoke's in towards doors. Taco's going out towards A. Bomb is here. This ramp push has to come in now, and it has to find kills. Otherwise, the round is over. Otherwise, it's in the favor of 00Nation. Good peek in. DGT trades, but NQZ holds it down. Answers in kind. 2 for 1. Acceptable losses, all things considered. At this point, David has the AK. There should be a second one dropped over towards that walkway that they can recover. And it should be a save for 9Z. No doubt in my mind. Bomb will go down. Side control taken. 7th for 00Nation. 9Z, though. 2 rifles being recovered. 2 of them being AKs as well. Decent enough.
I'd say that's actually a positive result for 9Z. They get 2 AKs out of a round they half bought in, if you can call it that. It was more of a deco than anything else than the 1 rifle. Saving those AKs is going to be big. And 00Nation will know that. They have to reinvest 2 guns into the next round, and one of those in a low cash player in latto. Probably going to get dropped, honestly, by either Taco or Cold or NQZ, but I don't think it'll be NQZ because he's the opper. Unless he drops over that AK and then buys an op of his own, which actually, now that I think about it, makes more sense. But timeout used by 9Z now. They're going to try and break this streak of 00Nation. Yeah. NQZ goes for the op, tosses the rifle to latto. Try has another op in hand. But now things are starting to get a little scarier for 9Z. I think they want a little more than 4 rounds in this half.
4 rounds would be nice. 5 rounds, as you mentioned, would be okay. With the investments, it is a full buy for 9Z. If they lose, they'll be back to a save. 00Nation, 00Nation, excuse me. Gotta use the full name.
Dude, I'm so used to calling zeros O's as well. It's a hard one for me.
It's a hard one.
It's that American lingo.
Yep. Everything easier to say. Only player struggling for cash is NQZ. 900 in the bank, but teammates can more than cover for him if he falls. It's looking good for the T side. 9Z need to change something up, and they are doing exactly that. Aggression in middle. Try up with the op. 00Nation know it's a distinct possibility. You can tell they're playing passively. Go towards the pathway. Try won't overstay his welcome. That's a lot of control. For to be here.
Buda.
3 players present. Buda on an island has to do something. Spotted. Doesn't fall though. That's important. Does get away. It's a very scary spot to play, but he plays it incredibly well.
He only takes one shot of damage, which is not bad at all. Try's going to peek down middle now, has support from DGT. Catches the retreating Dumau. That's unlucky. Buda gets tagged lower and lower, but the man advantage swings to 9Z as we hit the minute mark. DGT now swings low. Flashbang will keep latto alive, or Taco, excuse me, alive. Sees out towards mid. Max pushing through cave into Jaguar with a smoke to guise his vision. Here's the steps and sprays down at QZ. Unlucky for the opera of 00Nation. And Taco destroyed by David, who delivers the cranial cave-in. 2 players left and no kills for 00Nation. Try able to back out of here too. Cold. Shut down by the op. All down the latto. And if he can't get anything, the money swings back to 9Z.
Ooh, latto! Double! He has the bomb in his back as well. A big, distinct opportunity. The smoke doesn't bloom quickly enough, though. Not quite quickly enough. Try gets the kill. Latto does make something out of nothing, though. 9Z still. Whenever they win rounds, they win them convincingly. It's an interesting note there. They find the opening. They kind of seize the day. They've had, on all 4 rounds, a minimum of 3 players surviving. It's incredibly good for 9Z.
It is. And it forces another timeout out of 00Nation, too. That's pretty crazy, dude. Really good work from 9Z. Everyone winning their fights. Buda just getting that information. Getting out alive, I think, is what really helps 9Z in that round, is the fact that Buda was able to go get that info and get out of there alive. Then, of course, just the picks coming through from 9Z. Really well done off of the back of the timeout. And again, it forces that timeout out of 00Nation now. Galil, Mac 10, minimal utility on 3 players. The op is still there for NQZ. It's a fast A pop, or B
Failed
pop,
molly.
excuse me.
Failed
Yeah, the Molotov fails, and Taco's just going to clear on through. Dumao removes Try, but in comes Max to try and save things. DGT has found a pair on the last round of a spray. He catches NQZ. Maxing towards Jaguar, pounces on Cold Zera. Latto, the last man standing, gets a flame kill, but there's still 3 alive for 9Z, who are looking for the 5th round of the board here. As we get to the dying embers of this first half, they have found life again, unless Latto can do the unthinkable. 2 big kills in the last round to at least make it somewhat expensive for 9Z. Latto looking to claw a round away this time. 1v3 4K clutch required for Latto. And David's on the prowl with that op in hand. Latto might even just try and save. He's getting pincered on. And actually, I like how Buda and Max are buddying up here. 1 player watching back, 1 player watching front.
Timing. Perfectly played. Timing's on his side. So important. He gets the 1v1. Max, though, will he be expected? Latto's still watching for it.
David, I think, is the main concern.
No. David is the op in hand. Player walks right into the angle. And that's the kill. Still good damage done. That's the first time we've only had 2 players surviving for the CT side. What? 9Z have reached that requisite you mentioned at the start of the game. 5 rounds. They're still looking poised for more. Still some cracks, though. Specifically that Molotov towards the ramp. It didn't bloom, and that could have proved disastrous. 00Nation were rushing through it. The player in cave does hold it down in the end, dropping that flying Mac 10, but it was a real distinct possibility that 00Nation could have just steamrolled into the site.
Yep. 9Z getting a little bit of luck on their side, but you can't win a game without luck. It's very rare that you do. And when the momentum's with you, things just seem to go right. Glocks, P250. Should be free kills here for the 9Z boys. DGT tapping away, has to reload, backs off. Max can't get anything done. Booted out pushing down. That's... don't die. That's... yeah, eco kills are nice, but it's not worth your life here. And DGT will go clean up more, looking for another eco ace. Taco gets actually no nade damage as it goes deep. Try, expect somebody, and there's the ace for DGT. He dines at the eco frag buffet. And look how close the scoreline is now here, Nate. 7-6, still to the favor of 00Nation. But they're on T's side, Ancient.
Only ahead by 1 as well. It's crazy. DGT. The one opportunity, the one justification for a fight there is to make sure the rifle isn't recovered. Peeks at the perfect time, gets the eco ace. Very well done. Stems the bleeding. I don't think 9Z have to worry about money for the rest of the half. 00Nation, if they lose this round, they very well lose a half by extension.
Unless they get a bomb plant. That would give them a bye.
Yeah, the lost parts included. It could. But 9Z have a very distinct possibility of wresting away advantage in this half. Buda walking in though. He's gonna get spotted. His feet might be spotted here. Coldzera's holding for it. Whoever sees him, the other first is going to win this. Whoever sees the first when the smoke blooms. Coldzera walking into it. No, he gets taken. That's a big kill to find. Buda, no damage on the follow away, but no damage taken either. Op of try timings everything there. Taco shoots around, but it's exchanging broadsides. No damage done. It's a very, very scary dance. Looks like the CT side is reading this well. David in towards Donut. The off angle works. He gets the kill before the flash goes off. Try holds for Demau. Latto. He's been in the clutch. He does have a teammate this time around, but in a 2 versus 4, it just doesn't seem possible. David's holding for it. Latto takes a dink, but gets the kill, I guess. And then QZ finds the timing on the max. Okay, maybe 00Nation can claw their way back into this one.
Still an awkward spot. NQZ is still very late. And 9Z trying to collapse on the site towards B and mid, or A and mid, excuse me. I feel like the A and B sites on Ancient need to be swapped, but that's just me. Anyways, Latto is able to creep through CT now because of that pick. And I don't think Max is expecting somebody to be that far deep, that late into the round with everything going on. It's an oversight, yes, but it's an advantage for 00Nation. Oh my gosh, timing. Buda, does he get right? Does he get wrong? He guesses wrong, but he's bought so much time. He caught NQZ. That's the round. All he tries to do is save, run, hide. That's it. It's 7-all. Disaster strikes for 00Nation. How have they lost that round?
They played it so perfectly until the very end. They let the steps of the player entering into the site draw the ire of Buda. That is correct there. It takes the timing out of the question, but we have to have the flank. It was Latto, wasn't it? I think it was Latto. Could be wrong.
I think so. Yeah, it was Latto.
The flank has to come in a fraction of a second earlier.
It's also got to get that kill faster.
That's what I'm saying. If it comes in a fraction of a second earlier, he gets the kill. His teammate survives while still drawing the ire, drawing the attention. It's just a little bit too mistimed. And that one fraction of a second
too.
Does the round.
The flash was late.
Timing just isn't quite there, but the aggression, when it comes through, it's so good. DGT finds the trade, though. Latto with a Galil up the ramp, though. Immediate response, finds that. And maintains advantage. DGT in the cubby, not respected, finds 1, finds 2. He's dinked, sure, but he's still kicking. NQZ, does he find the trade? Yes, he does. It's awkward, though. And David, it's his turn to walk through. 1 versus 2. Trying to find the first. Doesn't quite get it. Timing's everything. He'll double dink the op. Does he expect the second? Coldzera and Cave not spotted. The barrel of the MAC-10 doesn't stick out, but the riflery difference gives it to 9Z. They take away 8-7, and we'll see if they can continue this after the half, after the break.
00Nation did not pick the map, but they picked the T-side start, and they lost the half on the T-sided remake or redress of Ancient. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips with you on the mic here. IEM Brazil, South American closed qualifier, lower bracket final. Loser of this series goes home, or I guess stays home. Winner, a match against Fluxo for that one available spot in Rio. Dual Berettas for coldzera, Latto with a kit. Double raid boss. Dumao has the other pair, dualies. Cold, he's been big for 00Nation. He's got to be immense, massive, humongous big. Cold spams away. He can't get anything. Now he finally gets the first.
How is he alive?
Swarmed on. He got a pair. They can't finish him off, but Try has got 3 with the P250. But Dumao shuts him down on the dualies. DGT now, last man alive. He's good. But is he good enough to get by Dumao?
This angle. Second player walks into it. Dumao is the first contact and the one to find the kill as well. Ties things up 8-8. A little bit sloppy there from both teams. Highs and lows. Not sure how coldzera survives for as long as he did. Finds the pair as you mentioned, but then the triple in response, and then Dumao to dash away the dreams of 9Z. Dash away the aspirations. There we go. Tied ball game, sure, but 9Z still have a hefty advantage, I would say. They're not going to buy here. They're going to wait for the rifles. It's going to be some pistols instead. Actually, one pistol being brought in. It's a deagle to try. It said he invested no dollars. Sure, that was a glitch because he had to have bought the Deeg. And he finds a kill.
Wow.
Across the map, it's Dumao. Outside of Jaguar, I believe. Pressuring, getting a little bit too big for his britches. Alone in towards Snake.
That's something you can't do on current Ancient. Oh, boy. Buda's going to get taken out, surely. Yeah, okay. M4 now for NQZ. If Buda would have gotten that kill, I would have probably left you alone for like 5 minutes to remember my thoughts. But Taco only goes 1 for 1. Tries found another with a deagle. 3v3. coldzera, the only man on the site. He does finish off Try, so he can be no more of a threat. No guns recovered for the remaining 2. And Cold should have the next one onto David. But he loses to the Glock. He's lost to Glocks. It's all down to DGT, who's brought it to a 1v1 with a 1 deek. Can he hit another one? Gayota or no? Oh boy, he's sticking with it. He's on the angle. He's got the shot, but he's not got the kill. Flash available. And he's going to go around towards CT spawn. NQZ on it, has a kit. DGT not peeking, not peeking. It's over. It's done. No, he caught it. Holy moly.
He got the defuse. What a random round. What a random... I don't know what's going on anymore. We talked about it the first map, or the first round, half, excuse me. Kind of back and forth, kind of scrappy, kind of quick. And we're kind of just left at a loss with the timings, etc. Half number 2 is exactly the same. Left at a loss in round number 1. The pistol round, they lose it. Round number 2, we get to see a literal 1-versus-1 Glock victory versus a FAMAS at range. We get to see several 1-digs that are played perfectly as well. 9Z just trading out as they should with that star pistol. It's terrible. It's going to be a scrappy round once again. 00Nation taking the fight to their adversaries, playing it like it's some finding success. 2 kills, the price of none. Sort of has a lot of implications, though. If 9Z can make this one expensive, they'll keep 00Nation on the cusp of a reset. And at this point, every round is scary. Literal Glocks brought it to a 1-versus-1 and actually got all 5 kills in the round as well.
This shouldn't be a round 9Z lose, though. They have actually a firepower advantage, or had a firepower advantage coming into it. Because Taco was on Dumao was on an MP9. No utility for the CT side, but Taco's found himself a third. DGT and David have opened up a point onto the B side. That's huge from David. 2v2. 00Nation, not again. Not like this. They've lost so many players in the last few rounds, and this one is looking costly again. Good deep smoke to ward off this push, and that nade will completely clue in DGT to what's going on. It's a split. 1 CT, 1 T-spawn. NQZ waiting for the smoke to fade, hoping he gets lucky with it. DGT will take a more defensible position around Cube, though. And the time, Nate. There's no kit. There's no kit available, and it's about almost gone. NQZ does have the first. David's still alive, still kicking. He's got the angle, and he's got the time. It's a 9Z round, surely.
Should be, but they're holding. The stick comes through as well. coldzera doesn't get off of it. It looks like he might have the defuse. It's very close. He does not. It's by a fraction of a second. And 9Z pull out, what was it, a 2 versus 5 round out of nothing. The first 3 kills, they lose like 28 HP thereabout between them.
Mm-hmm.
That is unreal success on entries from 9Z in towards that B site.
And then the hold. I had confidence that Cold had no time. I thought he missed the sound cue.
It's the importance on utility as well. That smoke to stymie the press and CT spawn, so important.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love to see that. Remember that retake play from 9Z that didn't work out in the first half?
Yeah.
It's because there was no utility to solve. They could just wait. All the utility was used in the take. And now it's a very scrappy investment from 00Nation. Some players saving, some buying. NQZ on an M4. Some pistols around it. Max flashed in towards Jaguar, finds one. The hero rifle of NQZ. If it goes down, it won't be recovered. This is a big fight. It really is all the hope for 00Nation around like this. Good fight for NQZ, finds one. Max doesn't get the trade either. So there is hope for the CT side. He'll try to get away NQZ, but he's tagged so low. Tries to drop the rifle to his teammate. It will get into Demau's hands, but not before NQZ falls. 4 versus 3, but where there's a rifle, there's a dream for 00Nation.
Well, there still is the rifle, and there still is a coldzera. So there is a dream. But the flank from Max, he's going to discover B's wide open. And there's more than enough time for 9Z to run it all the way back. Unless Max just is going to go for the flank, which is also a viable option. They can wait in Donut for Max to make this play. Demau ready for it. Taken out. Max reads it well. And now they're going to go to B. Because they figure, hey, they're probably double stacked because we found the 1. And we didn't see anything over on B. So, yeah. Free B site. Try's going to trudge on it. Get that bomb down. And what's coldzera going to do? Maybe save a gun if he could find one. There should be a gun or 2 down. But 9Z. This T half for them, they should have a lead bigger than what it's going to be after this win.
It's the first 1.5. But really, they have been showing more signs of promise. They've been making every round expensive. So incredibly expensive. And it's worth it.
00Nation had no business winning a couple of those rounds. After everything that happened, you deserve to lose those rounds.
100%. I feel like they should be kind of running away with it at this point, but coldzera is at least making it expensive. Waking up. He's been incredibly impactful on this second map, but he hasn't had the star-studded performance you would expect. It's latto instead in those clutches doing the damage, and NQZ on the op as well.
Yeah.
10-9 though.
Having a quiet game. Quiet series.
Yeah. Get to break that double-digit threshold. Buda's at 80 ADR as well.
Want on top.
He's the guy you want on top. And meanwhile, the quiet guy for 9Z is sitting atop the scoreboard in ADR, or not top, but second for his team in ADR.
I mean, it's DGT than everybody else.
That is true. It is the DGT show.
Which is usual. It's typical.
But Buda, the quiet one, is still at 80 ADR.
Mm-hmm.
Still more than doing enough compared to his historical performance. And it's just pistols now. Deagle for Demau. AK for coldzera. He recovered one of those. And 3 USPs. Deagle at the ramp. Holds for David. Finds the spam one of the first. Good start, but he's smoked off now. Buda jumping in. Is supported by Try, but takes a lot of damage. Good flash. Actually, it was a team flash, excuse me. I was going to say good flash for the CTs, but no, it's just bad team flash instead. And the second player falls in the meanwhile. This is looking scary for the T side. They have to fight their way in this site. coldzera finds one, Demau a second, and a third as the T side collapses on the site. They try to make that their hill to die on, and it was foolhardy. 3 AKs recovered, the site taken. And these rounds are completely upending expectations. These are ugly rounds of Counter-Strike.
This is something. I don't think it's Counter-Strike. It's something else. The pistols are doing more damage. The rifles are losing the fights. Neither team can win the rounds they're supposed to. 9Z calling a timeout. Thank you, somebody calling a timeout, because what's going on right now is pandemonium. It's chaos. It should not be what we're seeing.
Should recompose themselves, and they are going for an investment as well. Gotta highlight that.
I do like this.
it's enough. Galils can shine on this map as well. And
They can shine on any map.
I was going to say they're on the precipice of resetting 00Nation because it's been so back and forth, but 00Nation just won half buy. They're not on the cusp of resetting. 00Nation actually have a good amount of money in the bank. NQZ is the lowest at 1050. Actually, Taco's below him at 650. But the other three are sitting at above 3K at minimum. So this is a very good spot for 00Nation. That last round was a boon and a half. An opportunity for them to inch closer to potentially taking map number 2.
They do have to win map 2 if they want a chance at map 3. And the series. And revenge against Fluxo. Both of these teams need revenge against Fluxo. Lots of mid control just completely abandoned here. 00Nation letting 9Z walk all the way through red and house. Molotov's flooding in, but they're just hanging out. They're enjoying life up in middle. Little warm by the flames, roasting a marshmallow. Ready to pop in towards the ace or towards CT spawn. They can go A or B here. It's going to be a pincer maneuver. That's the thing about 9Z's play here. They're walking into a trap because 00Nation could shoot them from both flanks. They've still got the opening over towards the B side, though. Coldzera in A main. Or actually, no, he's in Temple. He's in deep Temple, and he's going down. Temple. Yeah.
It's Suko's price of none. Donut now counted for with that smoke and the Molotov. Taco's tagged at 50, and they know he's here as well. They heard the sound cues. Taco down to 19. Dodging bullets. Matrix style does get out, but 3 versus 5, it's an abandonment. No shot in the round. And they're going to cut ties with it. They will be able to buy. Again, acceptable losses. I guess they can drop rifles. Looking at Dumao to drop 1, and Coldzera can probably fund himself. Well played from 9Z. I like that changeup. Middle control, middle press through house, as you mentioned. Don't see it too often. And 00Nation did not have the read.
Nope. They didn't have the read, and once again, we continue this weird streak of attrition where the team with the more underwhelming buy is tending to win. It definitely is keeping you on the edge of your seat, that's for sure. But one of these two teams is going to have to stabilize and play proper Counter-Strike sooner or later. This is something else. Of course, double ops now going to come through from 00Nation.
Two big greens. Maybe it's the recipe they need. Taco and NQZ. I will say the kill spread on 00Nation has been very good at this point. Everybody's doing the lifting. Nobody's a star. That's not the start you want. One of your 2 ops being dismantled immediately with nothing going your way, and now an aggressive play from 9Z again up towards house. They're getting control of middle completely. 00Nation have to have a more proactive response this time around if they want to shut it down.
That opening pick's going to be good for 9Z. Give them a little more space. Max still working around.
Look at them. They're going towards B where there's only 1 player standing.
Oh, yeah. And
drawn rotations.
I think they're going to go back towards B now that they found out the mid lurker. But if Dumao gets caught out here aggressively, it should be the round. And he's going to go down without barely doing any damage. NQZ sitting around Cube. He can get caught off, but 9Z are thinking better of bullying the B site. They're going to toss a little bit of utility. They're going to slow things down and maybe go back the other direction, which would be a huge read because 00Nation have gambled. Coldzera now sprinting back, knife out, latto behind him. But they're walking. They're giving time to 9Z. They're letting them walk into the site, get some map control, get close, and go in for a brawl.
Seconds.
It's going to be tight.
DGT popped out towards B. He would have drawn the rotation back immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't. He holds his nerve. Now Latto has a big opportunity. Lining up 1 and 2. Doesn't get the second, but does a boatload of damage to those 2 players. Buda and Dry. Coldzera now chimes in, finds 1, finds the second as well. That's the bomb. 10 seconds left. It's DGT. He knows where Cold is, but can he get the kill and the plant? Not even a single one of those objectives secured. NQZ rotates in, and 9Z, honestly, big braining themselves out of the round.
11-all. Neither team able to win a stable round. Neither team really convincing anyone that they deserve this map at this point. This is a bizarre map of Ancient. Mid-aggression now coming through from 00Nation, but actually no, Cold will think better of it and just tuck it to Donut. Default, mid-default here from 9Z with a little bit of B ramp control. Latto sprays away. They now know he's in cave. The smoke also giving away his position. I will say, though, there is one North American player here, Dumao. I claim him after his tenure with Yeah Gaming and his time in North American Advanced. That was a fun team.
Pulling out the ancient text, the tablets to look at the rosters.
We are an ancient, after all.
That's true. It's a walk through the smoke potentially for 9Z. QZ smokes it, and here comes the utility. And QZ kind of bungled together with his teammate. This is a very awkward spot to be in. Not a lot of room to work with for these two CTs. Latto will make the most of it. Good shot on the first. David, though, blind finds the second. NQZ has to make some space for himself, staking his claim. He'll find one, he'll find two, and Dumao's here to support. Well played from 00Nation, regaining some sense of composure and shutting out 9Z. They regain the lead, and again, this map has been upending expectations time and time again. 12-11, the CT side of all things regaining control in the later stages as 9Z look at a loss for strategy.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much strategy, but at the same time, strategy doesn't necessarily seem to be working for either team. If it did, I don't think we would have seen the last, 8 rounds go the way they have? It's been run and gun and hope it works and fight and maybe you win the round or two. There's not been much consistency. There's not been much of anything normal. coldzera even taking a dink on that engagement with David. Getting loosened up a little bit, weakened significantly. Tries Deagle. Can't get anything. Drops right into the spray of Latto, who doubles it down. NQZ catches off Buda and Latto on the sidearm. Finally, we get another round that makes sense.
A clean one. It's important. Both of that CT economy gives them the resiliency. 00Nation now 3 away from taking their opponent's map pick. And 9Z another compromised buy. Honestly, I would like to see a timeout now. I think they have 2 left, 9Z. Would be a good point to call it. If they lose this round without a bomb plant, it's 11-14 and a save, and then 11-15. Lots of required boxes to check in this round if 9Z want to stay alive on map number 2 to sweep the series. And it's again Jaguar control for 00Nation. 3 players towards B, kind of a standard setup. What is 9Z's strategy? Mid control. Players already crossed, so Taco won't get to see him. A lot rests on this. Buda, will he be ready for this ramp play? 2 players aggressive. Make that all 3. They're going to walk into it. They spot 2 players for free. Tapping away. Dumao finds 1. Not the second, but NQZ and Latto support. 3 kills for the price of 2. And NQZ is kill kicking as well. DGT to dig his team out of the hole. He'll find 1, tying it back up. Bomb is yet to be recovered, and there's less than a minute left. NQZ, a very unorthodox and risky spot with the op. Question is, where do 9Z want to go? Looks like B is still on the cards. Taco, though, could undo this round.
He can undo this round for both teams. He gets caught, it undoes the round for his own team. He does the catching, it undoes the round for 9Z. But 9Z are going to have to make a move fast. And Taco's just going to hold down towards A. He is expecting that the split is the right call. DGT's going to die. That's it. Try has to do it all alone. And now NQZ knows exactly where the man he got traded for is coming from. Misses the shot. Tries to drive by. Molotov in. Try. Will he expect Taco coming up through lane snake side, though? I don't know. He's watching Cave, and he's backing away. He can play around the cube. Try actually has a pretty good position to hold his 1v1. Taco will not use utility. This is the thing. Do you want to use your utility in the 1v1 or do you want to be silent? It's silence that wins the day. And it is deafening as it's 14 now to 00Nation. 9Z cannot get anything significant going on their T side, I should say. Their CT side, definitely not enough to close the gap. And 00Nation escaping with another victory. The buy is going to be there somewhat for 9Z, who used their 3rd of 4 tactical timeouts. Oh, boy. If you're 9Z here, Nate, what do you do or say? Because nothing normal has worked, And now the abnormal is also not working.
Nothing's working. Nothing. I would have loved to see this timeout in the round before, like I said. When they had a solid buy. They still have a buy now. That loss bonus combined with the bomb plant does give them something. A little something. Some hope to hold on to. But 00Nation are beginning to look comfortable. That's very worrying. Mid control has worked for 9Z. They get mid control pretty quickly, pretty easily, without much fuss. Maybe go there. Maybe try to exploit the op. Maybe hold for a hard read on a ramp play. A lot of potential ways they can go. And QZ though, he's rotated around with the op. He's holding middle now. He's up towards a donut. I like this adjustment from him, and this might be what gets 00Nation that 15-digit threshold.
(9Z) do love a comeback, so we can't count them out until that 16th is notched for 00Nation. Mid control for 9Z. Lots of space. And actually lots of space to exploit in towards CT if they're given the opportunity. Nade does a little bit of chip damage onto David, though. DGT needs help. I think that's the biggest thing. It's just been DGT. He needs somebody to be with him. Somebody to frag alongside. Dumao could get caught. Will it be Buda? It will be Dumao. And now the mid-crunch is going to transgress in towards A. NQZ around the corner. Jiggle's not going to catch him off. They're going to have to go, though. 38 seconds on the clock. Utility flying in. NQZ has help in the form of Coldzera. Goes back. The full rotation's here. Dumao, Cold, getting kills. David trays one back, but a combined 23 HP. There's no chance for 9Z. It's going to be 15-11 for 00Nation. It's just a matter of how and when. And there it is.
Taco Latto. Timing in. Kill a piece. And that is a collapse. 9Z. Again. Map has been anything but normal on map number 2. Anything but normal. It looks so good for 9Z out the gates. 8-7 half on CT side, of all things. Yep. So good. And now they end without even getting a bomb plant in that potentially second to last round. They will scrap together whatever they can. 2 AKs, 2 Galils, Mac 10, a little bit of utility, specifically on Max. Gonna have to go pedal to the metal, really catch out their opponents here. Good kill to start things off. Taco taken down towards Donut. Taco, though, with Molotov. Post-mortem finds one in Latto, a second over towards Caves. Aggression has been called out. Mac 10 doesn't have the stopping power there. Dumao on the AUG finds one. Coldzera standing in smoke finds a second. And 9Z are just falling flat completely.
Flatter and flatter unless DGT can find a way to keep them alive, but I don't know, man. No back to tank can save them here. He's on 28 HP. He's got no ability to really survive an engagement, and Latto's got the angle from behind, the bomb in the open. Latto on the hunt, on the prowl, and, well, DGT actually wins that fight. Little jump-up surprise. Latto can't play whack-a-mole. But the op of NQZ has been so good for 00Nation. It's been a massive part of their CT successes. It's been how critical NQZ has been. There just hasn't been the support for DGT over on the other side of things. 00Nation. One shot. All they need. The Glock! DGT is also running out of time. He's got to go. He knows where the op is. And he does bring it to a 1v1. Oh, lordy.
Is it 1v4? Or is it 1v3? It's a 1v4.
I think it's a 1v3. But it could be a 1v4, actually, now that you think about it. But a lot of time in between kills.
Definitely doable. Timing's everything. Coldzera doesn't see him walk down the ramp, does he?
I think he knows.
Seems to know. He seems to know. GG, though, walking all the way around. He's going for the long con. Going all the way back. Coldzera smoking the ramp. He knows. He must have spotted him. Flash comes over for DGT. Hopes to find it. He blinds himself. It's over. His stick comes through, and that is a lackluster end to what could have been a barn burner round from DGT. 9Z, they disappoint on their own map pick. This was their map to lose, and they most certainly lost it in a spectacular fashion. Again, a perfect performance on the CT side. 8 rounds taken, and only 3 on the T side. That has to hurt for 9Z.
That really should hurt because Ancient is such a T-sided map nowadays. But they got 8 rounds on CT side. I'm thinking, wow.